Hi, and welcome to this live reading from As Close to Perfect by Maria Jane, and this is presented by Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Chapter 1. That was so much fun. I loved that club. I approached my door. Yeah, that place is dope, and you're a great dancer. Jose wraps his arm around my waist and kisses the back of my neck. My skin tingles, and spinning, I answer his kiss. He backs me to the door, pressing me against the aging wood. His hands run over my hips and butt to my thighs. He traces kisses across my jaw down to my shoulder. My knee buckles as warmth spreads through my body. Oh, I wish I didn't have this rule, but I do. For good reason. No sex until there's a real relationship, a commitment. I've been down that road a few times and always end up alone. Not one of them ever wanted a relationship, just sex. And this is only our second date. He slides the strap of my dress over my shoulder and his lips press against the exposed skin. His tongue travels down to my chest. Wrapping my fingers around his bulging biceps, I push him away. You're moving a bit fast for me. What's wrong? I thought we were having a good time. He wipes his lips and rests his hands on my waist. Yeah, we are. It's just, I don't... Yeah, you're right. He lifts his eyebrows and licks his lips. We should go inside. No, I press my palm to his chest. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. Come on, we're having fun. Inching closer, he brushes his hips against mine. I'm not ready for more of a physical relationship yet. I want to get to know you better. That's what I'm saying. I know you felt something with me. We should get to know each other better. He slides his hand under my butt and grabs me. I flail my elbows up and push him away. We're done here. You need to leave. Wow, I thought you were cool. Such a waste. He looks me up and down. Just forget it. Hiking my strap up, I put my hand on my hip. I'm frustrated with how typical his reaction is. Like you could have cloned his lines from a high school or college douche. So immature. I am cool, and yes, this was definitely a waste of my time, but I'm not going to waste any more on him. Already forgotten. He shakes his head, takes a step back, turns, and walks away. I wait till he is around the corner to release my breath. Ass! I thought he was classy. My bad. I fiddle with my keys, finding the right ones, and release the lock, then the deadbolt. I met him at a UK alumni 6 weeks ago. We had a coffee, then a brunch meetup. I call them that because they're not official dates in my book. On our first real date, we ate dinner and played mini golf. He seemed super sweet and talked about his bank job, family, and religion. There'd been great kissing at the end of the night. Really great. Dropping my keys on the side table, I retrieve my phone and let my bag slide to the floor. I kick my shoes off and head for my room, where I slide out of my dress and into a sweatshirt and leggings. Dick, I think, as tears form in my eyes. What is wrong with guys? Sex on the second date? We're freaking grown-ass people. Doesn't any guy want a real relationship? Filling a glass with water, I round to the sofa. 12:32, my phone reads. 11:32. I translate to Central Time and dial Chloe's number. Hey, calling to tell me about your amazing date with Mr. Perfect Job, Perfect Family, Perfect Height? No. My voice cracks. Oh, sweetie, what happened? Her face appears on my screen. Accepting the video call, I brush another tear away. What do you think? He was a douche. I don't understand why guys think sex on the second date is appropriate. No way! Her eyes go wide. I hope you told him where he could go. Oh, yeah, I did. Good for you. Why does this happen to me? I even freaking lost 15 pounds and guys still just think I'm a piece of meat. I might as well go back to the dating apps. Aren't there any decent men left in the world? I just want to meet a nice guy. I'm doomed. Jose is the only guy I've actually been on a second date with in 5 months. Tears pool in my eyes as I think about the catastrophe that was Jonathan and the relationship that imploded 5 months ago, and just 6 months before him, Dominique. Actually, yes, I will put Jonathan in the catastrophe category, but Dominique needs to be cast into a global cataclysm pile, because that's what happened to my heart. It was like a meteor crashed into me and left a crater the size of the Vredefort. Maybe the fact that I know which crater is the largest on Earth is why those two relationships wrecked. That's it. You're too damn smart. Not smart enough to spot a player, though. You need to meet better people. Let's brainstorm. Chloe brings me out of my spiral. This is Chloe. She's a fixer, and everything with her is about numbers. If I'm meeting guys at 2 places and having no luck, she's going to have a new list of 10 new places that will give me a more statistical chance of meeting better people. Church stays on the calendar along with sorority events, UK alumni events, comes off. She suggests tennis clubs, learning golf, racquetball, joining a high-end gym, which I can't afford, wine and cooking classes, and ditching my new teaching career for a job with a big company. The whole point is to stay away from jocks, and you want me to take up tennis or golf or racquetball? Well, it's not like these are extreme sports or even places where professional athletes would go anywhere near. And seriously, I'm not even 2 weeks into my new gig, and you want me to jump back into corporate? I'm really liking this teaching thing. I spent a year in human resources. That type of position is not for me, and why I didn't learn that bankers were all scum, I'm not sure. What about getting a master's degree or taking a class? If you take something in business, I bet you could meet a lot of young professionals. I think that's really expensive. But you're a high school teacher. Don't they have business classes at the high school? You know I teach science. Well, you worked in business and your minor was business administration. Everyone's an entrepreneur now. You should ask your principal. The other thing about Chloe is that she's a total throw yourself 100% into every project type. She doesn't fail at things, and I'm thinking I've become her current obsession. She has too much time on her hands with her boyfriend out of country. She works 60 hours a week, plays tennis, and that is it. Oh, and she grabs a drink once a week with one friend, Robin, who's married with little kids. It's a small world for Chloe. Not that I can say much. At least I have my Mira and my alumni groups, or had groups. I guess now that I'm only allowed to go to sorority events. Chloe is my best friend, but she's Pollyanna resurrected as the Asian daughter of a single mom who believes hard work can solve anything. I could get back on a dating app. I cross to the freezer and open the door. I'm thinking a pint of ice cream sounds great. Don't do either. You didn't lose that weight just to ditch the curves. Didn't you say you have tons more energy? And every girl we know has had multiple horrible experiences on those apps, you included. I'm exhausted. I have to go to bed. I'll think about the list tomorrow. Closing the freezer, I lean against the door. Okay, well, I love you, Bree. I miss you. Hang in there. She blows a kiss. I miss and love you too, Chloe. I blow a kiss and end the call. I wash my face and climb into bed. All my relationships swim through my head as I plug in my phone. Why aren't I better at picking guys? But I'm too tired to be digging up the past. Think positive, girl. You need sleep for basketball tomorrow. Right, head basketball coach. And you never know, you can meet a hunky young coach from another team. He'd lose points for being into sports, but gain them by being in education, so those two may cross each other out. Now that's the attitude I need. Waking with my alarm at 7, I slather half a bagel with low-fat cream cheese and head outside. Chloe's right. I don't want to go back to my heavy self. While I eat, I walk to the lake so I can start my jog. Everything seems better with sunshine and crisp morning air. Jose hadn't been that amazing. Yes, he was polite and nice with a stable job, but he had seemed quite proud. Pride is one of the 7 deadly sins. I can do better than him. After my 3-mile loop, I stretch and cool down on my walk home. I check my bag to make sure the binder Dad sent me is there, make a lunch, and hop in the shower. 9 a.m. on Saturday seems too early, and I bemoan 4 months of basketball season and 6-day-a-week practices. It is what it is. I reach the gym by 8:45, roll the balls out to the court, fill the water containers, and lug the washed jerseys from my trunk. The girls start to trickle in at 1:45. I've studied up on past players, but retention isn't good, and we only have 16 signed up for tryouts. I can barely play a varsity team with 16, much less a varsity and JV team. I have 2 weeks to show a positive experience in the hopes others will jump in. Since my students tend to be freshmen and sophomores, it's hard for me to connect with older players. All that aside, I plan to lead a fun and quality program. I did learn from one of the best. Gather round, I call the group to order as I sign in the last member. Explaining that the next 2 weeks will be conditioning and skills assessments, I review the plan for the day. We start with warm-up, practice, passing, and shooting. By noon, I regret taking my morning run. I'd forgotten how much basketball can take out of you. I buy a sports drink from the vending machine and drink it while I eat my sandwich. One thing I realize I have to work on is convincing another teacher to co-captain. It's almost impossible to work with the players and assess everyone at the same time. After another passing and shooting warm-up, we run sprints, then end the day with rounds of games. By 5, I feel like my muscles are going to fall from my bones. I go over the schedule for the week and release the players. Stowing the balls and cramming the practice jerseys in a laundry bag, I elope to my car. Dinner and a hot shower are calling my name, and I order Chinese for pickup. I wind to the restaurant and wait at the front window for my order. Chicken fried rice. The attendant sets a bag in the window. I reach for the bag, but another hand enters my field of view. Retracting my arm, I step back. Sorry, I thought that was mine. Did you have chicken fried rice? It could be. He raises his palms. His thick accent catches me off guard, and I glance up at his face. Wide blue eyes hold my gaze. What is it about bright blue eyes ringed with dark lashes against light skin that draws me in? I take in his tall, muscled physique. Nope. No dating athletes. Go ahead. I'm sure another will be up in a minute. He takes a step back. Nate? The attendant looks between us. I guess it's yours. I motion for him to retrieve the bag. No, I insist. Dipping his chin, he waves me toward the counter. His accent catches me off guard again, and images of the Count from Sesame Street and Count Chocula from the retro cereal pop into my head. Russian, I guess? Okay, well, thanks. I hope the other order doesn't take too long. I take the bag from the attendant. I am sure it will be fine. The sentence really comes through as, I am sure it will be fine. Practice English much? The guy can't help his accent. I rebuke my negative evaluation. You're exhausted. Give yourself a break. But I have to focus on something negative about him, like you will never see him again. I have the no dating athlete types for reasons, at least 2. Sliding into my front seat, I see his eyes trained on me. Forcing a smile, I wave, then check my back mirror. Why, oh, why does he have to be standing there all square chin, wide shoulders, and muscled chest and arms? And why does he have to be invading my favorite Chinese place? There goes my favorite takeout. And you'd rearrange your life to not see hot Russian chicken fried rice guy? You have big problems. 2 weeks later, with 2 tennis lessons under my belt, I arrive at the tennis center. I sit in the parking lot watching people trail inside. They look normal, not over-muscled or tall, dark, and handsome. Taking a deep breath, I push open the door. At the lowest level, there aren't many players. I'm paired up with a Nathaniel V. something. In the tennis center, I find the assignment sheet and look up my court number. I wind to the bench beside it and sit down to shed my sweatpants. Are you Belinda Simmons? A heavily accented voice sounds above me. Belinda, oh yeah, my official first name. The one I had to enter into the tennis association system. I look up to see Nate, the guy from my Chinese place who let me have his meal. We met at China Walk a few weeks ago. He smiles widely. I can't help the smile that forms on my face. Russian chicken fried rice guy. Oh no, not Russian. American Latvian. American Latvian? Yes, I am a U.S. citizen. Not that I needed that fact, but good to get that cleared up and to meet you officially. I'm Bree. I hold out my hand. He shakes it with a slight grip. Bree, that's an interesting name. You wouldn't have gotten that from Belinda. The B of Bree and really all of his words sound deep and throaty. It's a long story. I'm not even going to try and pronounce your last name. It's Vasilieva. Well, when you say it like that, I make bug eyes at him. Should we warm up? Sure. He sets his racket down, then starts to peel his sweatpants off. I spin and walk into the court, bouncing my ball and shaking out my arms and legs. I scan the other courts, thinking looking anywhere but at his muscled arms and legs is good. Out of the corner of my vision, I see Nate stretching and decide that this is a good time to do the same. He pops up and walks into the court, and I take my position up opposite him. You can serve first, he says. Neither of us play very well. We get enough power behind our strokes, but have little aim. I can't help but laugh at myself, and by the end of the match, we're both mocking our shots. I guess my 2 lessons paid off a little. I can get the ball in the right place on serves. You took lessons? I just watched YouTube videos. I chuckle. My friend gave them to me as a birthday present. So you're here because of your friend? Sort of. She thought I would like meeting people this way. I slide my racket into the bag. I just moved here. I fight rolling my eyes. You think? Not a huge American Latvian population in Lexington, Kentucky. Where did you move from? Philadelphia. I've visited there before, but it was a while ago. It was nice. I liked New York better. That place? Amazing. Retrieving a towel, I dry the sweat from my face and limbs. My parents live in New York. Why did you move here? Job, something different. How about you? If you love New York, why not go there? Less expensive? Close to family? I guess. I'm not sure I thought about it that hard, but definitely wouldn't choose Lexington over New York if the opportunity presented itself. I shove my towel in the bag. My company made me a good offer. Leaning over, he retrieves his bag. They paid you extra to move to Lexington. He shrugs his shoulders. Attracting talent, I guess. So would you like to meet up to play sometime? I don't date. I stopped mid-sentence. What was I about to say? Hot people like you? His eyes narrow. Good to know, but I wasn't asking you out. I thought we could practice together since we're kind of at the same level. Oh yeah, I guess. Sorry, not sure why those words popped out of my mouth. Low blood sugar, maybe? We should... I point to the group gathering around the snack table. A girl with a tablet approaches us as we near the crowd. You must be Belinda and Nathaniel. I'm Mel, the organizer for today. How was your match? I'm Nate, and it was interesting. His eyes cut to me. Nate, good. Mel taps on her screen. As your skills increase, it gets to be more fun. Who won your match? Me by a hair, and I go by Bree. Bree, good. Congrats. Well, I'll see you around, I guess. Tapping on her screen, she spins and walks away, ponytail bouncing with each step. I head straight to the mimosa pitcher. Orange juice. Check. Champagne to get me out of this strange mood. Check. I'm exhausted. That has to be it. But with basketball seasons kicking off, I don't see how my schedule will loosen up. I stare into the crowd looking for someone to talk to. Everyone stands in small groups chatting, and I don't see an opening. Sipping my mimosa and scanning the place, I zone out. What is your schedule like? I nearly cough up my drink as Nate's voice sounds behind me. I have Friday evenings free. What time do you get off work? 4? Oh, wow. Well, I don't finish until closer to 6. Want to meet at 6:30? I can reserve a court. Okay, you can text me the details. We exchange numbers, and backing away, he wishes me a good week. With him out of the picture, I harden my resolve to talk to people. I weave through the crowd, waiting for an opening. Mel waves me over. She introduces me to a girl and a guy, Jenna and Ben, who play level 3, 2 levels up from me. With my focus and attention span waning with my energy level, I make it my excuse and head out. My phone rings as I cross the parking lot. Chloe, of course. Because she doesn't have a life either. Really? Hello, stalker much? I answer the call. How did it go? I won my match. That's awesome. Meet anybody interesting? Who did you play? This guy Nate I met at the Chinese place a couple weeks ago. Is he nice? Cute? Remember the Russian chicken fried rice guy? Oh, no, sorry. He's Latvian American or American Latvian or something, and officially not a potential person to date. Reaching my car, I slide into my seat and connect my phone. So that must mean he is good looking. Anyone else? Talked to a few people. I'm so exhausted, though. I just need a long nap. Checking my mirrors, I back out of the parking space. Well, maybe next week you won't be so overworked. This coaching thing is really time-consuming. Yeah, it's going to get worse before it gets better, but I like it and get paid, so I ask about her weekend, and she tells me about her tennis match and outing to the park with Robin. I pull into my apartment lot and find a space. I stare out into the sunshine, wishing it were rainy. Hey, Chloe, I'm at my place and honestly exhausted. Can we talk later? She agrees, and grabbing my bag, I look up into the sky again. Darn sun. I hike my bag on my shoulder, grab my racket, and head to the apartment. Couldn't there have been one other real African-American person there? When did you get so negative? What happened to 9 months ago? You were all zen and practicing yoga every day. Remembering meditation helped me get over Dominique. I vowed to restart the practice. After lunch, I sit down on my yoga mat in front of the window. I stretch and go through my poses, then sit cross-legged in the Sukhasana pose. In, out, I breathe. How did I get so negative? Well, my brain prompts. After you got over Dominic, there was Jonathan, and yes, Jonathan. I met at a party at my yoga studio. He was tall, handsome, and had bright blue eyes. Totally my type. He was a bit older, so I felt safer thinking he probably knew more of what he wanted than Dominic had. Well, to be clear, Dominic knew what he wanted. It just wasn't me. Back to Jonathan. We'd been dating for over 3 months, and I thought taking him to meet my family for Easter seemed appropriate. Turned out he wasn't into religion at all and thought it was really weird that I was. He broke up with me a week later. Then there was a couple of guys I set up with over the summer, like Jose, that wanted sex first and to get to know me later. No thank you. I bring my focus back. Here I am today, bitter and broken. Not broken, I contradict, feeling negative about romantic relationships. I list the good things in my life. My career change seems to be the right fit. My finances are good. We have a good basketball team. I'm healthy and strong. I'm moving in the right direction to meet new people and let good people into my sphere. Still, I'm keeping my rule. No dating athletic types. Showering, I soak up the feel of the hot water. I dress in my softest sweats and slide under the covers.